So I've been to Japan twice, once for 2 weeks and the other one for 2 months, completely alone. And it ended up being the most social period of my whole life. In this video, I want to teach you what made it possible for me, because I wasn't following the advice that I saw on Instagram. So seeing videos on the internet, I found some people talking about Japan, sharing opinions that are just completely wrong, and some people had a little bit of truth to them, but still my experience was completely different. Let me start with the first one, which pisses me off the most. The advice of you should be quiet and polite in Japan, don't disturb anybody. Just mind your own business, go visit the temples, go maybe drink some strong zeros. This advice will make you hate your life, I swear to God. Think about why this would be the case. If you come to Japan because you love Japanese culture, you want to connect with Japanese people, obviously you want to make some Japanese friends, but somebody on the internet told you that you're rude. If you do this, you're actually a piece of shit. You shouldn't speak to Japanese people, you should just do fuck knows what, just don't even engage. It is partially true because yes, you shouldn't be a nuisance. This opinion got really strong, really popular after the guy with the big ass speaker with the song Sigma Sigma boy was just going on trains and just being loud and obnoxious, and a lot of these people were just being obnoxious towards Japanese people, and that's why the general advice is go hang out with other foreigners, don't engage with Japanese people, don't make videos, don't go up to them because you're bothering them. If you're watching this video, if you're learning about Japan, if you're learning about Japanese, the language, learning about the culture, this advice is not targeted towards you. You're actually the type of person that Japanese people will love to speak to, will have a lot of fun. You are going to make their day by simply walking up, saying hello, having a nice little conversation in Japanese. That's what I had throughout all my Japan trip. I made so many friends. I was talking, I was even making videos with Japanese people, which I would get hate for, but actually everybody loved it. Everybody was smiling. Nobody was like, oh, get the fuck away from me. And actually I'm friends with these people to this day. And it's not that these people were just trying to be polite and they actually hated the fact that I'm talking to them. I really just make it very easy for people to disengage from me. If somebody doesn't want to speak to me, if somebody feels like I'm attacking their personal space, I make it very low pressure environment when I approach them, when I actually try to be social with them. The other reason why you might hear that you shouldn't speak to Japanese people in Japan is that you think that Japanese people are not social. They are introverts. Everybody is introvert. Japan is super lonely. That's just how they are. The truth is, yes, Japan is lonely. Part of it is true, yes. But it's not because everybody is an introvert. Everybody forgot how cool being social actually is. So yeah, nobody speaks to anybody. People usually don't make small talk, but it's not because they hate it. It's just how they're used to doing it. If you break the pattern, if you actually go and say hello, have a little small talk, especially if you're a foreigner, Japanese people will welcome it. They will suddenly become super social creatures. It's like your whole idea of who Japanese people are shifts. And even though in general Japanese people are kind of introverted, they actually still approach each other way more than you might think. You think that nobody speaks to anybody. The nampa culture, cold approach. You know what cold approach is, right? You walk up to a girl, say hello, hey, let me get your number, let me take you out on a date. In Japan, it's everywhere. In Poland, barely seen anybody cold approach. Maybe if it's a party or like the clubbing district, maybe then. But in Japan, it's everywhere. People know about it. People are either open to it or just reject it straight away, but still it's very prevalent. Not as much as before, not as much as 20-30 years ago, but still it is there. People are not weirded out by social interactions. And if you're watching this like, oh yeah, I get it, but still I don't know all the cultural stuff, I don't want to come out as weird, as disrespectful towards the Japanese people, that's literally why I built something for this. I can give you the niche conversation starters, how to walk up to people, how to actually find Japanese people to talk with you. So after you learn it, you can go to Japan with a clear, attainable goal of talking to new people, making friends, maybe even talking to girls. The link is in the description. The program is called Japanese IQ. You can check it out. And by the way, if you're going to Tokyo by chance, you want to meet up with me in real life, we'll go through this together. It's like IRL coaching, kind of. I did this from one of my friends. It works really good because I can literally just force you to speak to people. There is no way you fucked this up. The next piece of advice is Japanese related, of course. If you're going to Japan, Japanese should be on your mind. If you just expect to pull up speaking zero Japanese and somehow make it work out, you might be surprised. So the first thing is just learn basic Japanese. People will compliment you on that. People will appreciate the effort. This is partially true. Yes, the people will appreciate that you've learned the konnichiwa, the arigatou gozaimasu, and the basic phrases, but the language barrier is still going to be there. People will find it difficult to connect with you on a deeper level. They might simply not want to hang out with you for longer, might not want to become friends with you, because they don't even understand what you're saying. Most Japanese people don't speak English or have very limited English, so it's very difficult. I've seen other foreigners trying to hang out with Japanese people speaking no Japanese or even limited Japanese, and this amount of success that they got compared to the guys that really put in the effort was just, oh my god. You won't regret a single second that you spend learning Japanese, because the amount of the reward that you get from it. Me, after learning Japanese for 4 years, I'm not 100% fluent, but I never struggle in daily conversations. I hang out with these people. I have friends now. I have somebody to come back to Japan. Nobody's telling you on Instagram or on YouTube, go hard, go study Japanese for 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day if you want to make friends in Japan. People are only saying, oh, learn some basic phrases. I'm telling you, go and dedicate your life to it. Dedicate a couple months of rigorous study, make a routine, track your immersion hours, study new words every single day, and you won't regret it. Your experience is going to be amazing. If you go with a friend who didn't study Japanese, think about just how different your experience will be to this, your broski who didn't even take the time to do a couple Duolingo lessons. This brings me to the second thing, which is the idea that you can just rizz up girls using Google Translate or with very limited Japanese and with the help of a translator. You've seen videos on Instagram of guys using the Ray-Ban glasses, walking up to girls and showing them, "Anata wa kawaii desu," trying to use some pickup lines with their phone, and the girls were like, oh, smiling, they were so receptive. I'm telling you for a fact, the moment he turned off the recording, he went back home, tried to text this girl. He couldn't even do that because the girl blocked his ass. That's how it happens. The girls are like super receptive, like, oh yeah, take my Instagram, take my line, take my number, just to get rid of him. And then they block him or ghost him. He doesn't even see them again. So if you just see the videos of the approach and not the actual date, don't believe it, right? If you see a guy, oh, this is so easy, Japanese girls love, why you guys have it so easy? Bro, just think if this really makes sense, if this is really actually real, or if the guy just is trying to farm views. But yeah, these guys do one thing correct. They actually walk up to these girls, because if you're just a smartass, if you're like, oh yeah, I know my Japanese, I won't use a Google Translate, the language barrier is not a problem, you still won't get any girls, you still won't meet any friends if you don't have the courage to walk up and speak to them. So the S tier of like a foreigner in Japan, how weird as that sounds, could be like a white guy and he knows Japanese on top of that. And you might think that, okay, if I have that checked out, if I have the race checked out, I'm so sorry, but if I have the race checked out, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to have so much more success if I'm just a foreigner. Oh, the gaijin hunters, the Japanese girls, they're just going to chase me. They're going to tear the clothes off my skin to unveil my jacked body. They're going to drool all over you. This is not going to happen, okay? Maybe 10 years ago you missed the time window. Right now it's a little bit more difficult. The people won't speak to you, first of all, because they won't assume that you speak Japanese. You have to make the approach yourself. If you don't have the skill of being social, it will be difficult. You're just leaving it up to chance if you actually meet people in Japan. And what happened to me, even when I did the approaches, when I checked off all of the boxes now in Japanese, being white, and walking up, actually having the courage to say, すみません、お姉さん、ちょっと可愛いなと思ったんだけどさ, to do the approach, I still got rejected way more than I thought I would be, right? Even with Japanese guys, you know, not just girls, I also approach guys, I'm not just a passport bro, I actually try to make friends. Some guys were just not very receptive, they were just like, oh, okay, I don't want to speak to you. With girls, usually what happens is they won't even look at you. If they're the type to just ignore social approaches completely, they won't even look at you, they'll just keep walking. In that case, if you don't want to get a lawsuit, stop. Don't do what Japanese guys do. If Japanese guys get rejected, they still walk behind the girl for like 50 meters trying to convince her. As a foreigner, this shit will not slide. Just give up, say, oh, okay, have a good day. If you get rejected, don't be pushy. So what should your impression of Japan be? What should be your mindset before you come here if you were to forget all of the stuff that you learned on Instagram or all of the stuff that you heard on YouTube? Think like this. Japan isn't scary. Japan isn't super lonely, but it also isn't easy mode. You won't just get everything gifted to you on a silver plate. Japan is rewarding to those that put in the work. And that's my advice, that's my philosophy, Tomek, the Polish guy that's social in Japan. If you put in the work, if you learn the language, if you learn to be social, if you learn the cultural mannerisms, you will have an amazing experience in Japan. If you slack off, if you skip one of the steps, you will struggle, it will be more difficult to you. So if you have a trip to Japan planned, in 2026 or in the future whenever, if you actually want to move to Japan, maybe even go to a language school or go to a university or use the working holiday visa to travel in Japan for a year, then you should start learning Japanese social skills right now. And this gets serious. You don't want to be in a situation where you just didn't have the time to learn something. You should put as much effort as possible right now to have the delayed gratification of having an amazing experience in Japan. I've been doing this for 4 years, learning the culture, learning the language. You probably have a little bit less time. If you're watching this video right now, you want to go to Japan ASAP, you're just motivated right now to travel. If you don't want to just end up freezing in Japan or being weird and having awkward interactions in Japan, subscribe to this channel to learn these tactics or join my programs where I teach this to you in way more detail, packaged version, or I just meet up with you in Japan, in Tokyo, Osaka, and teach you this face to face. So this is all practical advice, practical implementation, so Japan doesn't just pass by you, you actually enjoy it and you don't waste your trip. That's it for today, I'll see you in the next video, see ya.